Hey, what is going on everybody? It is Nolan, or the Optimistic Gamer here, and welcome back to All the Mods 9. Today we are doing part 2 of our Ars Nouveau adventure. In the first episode, or in the last episode I should say, we spent some time creating all of this. Now of course it was inside of our basement. I have moved it out here to give us a little bit more space. I also made 3 more arcane pedestals to fill out our enchanting apparatus. You can see right over here, we are collecting source. This source jar is up to 7% full, and when we place a lapis in here, if we look at that crafting progress, it is already up to 100, but it used 5% of that source. So it uses it quite quickly, but we are slowly gathering it. You can see it is active in that 15 block range. We are getting source all the way from over here with our sugarcane, as well as a little bit closer from our wheat and mage bloom. But today is going to be a little bit more exciting than last episode because we are actually going to be writing our own spells. That is going to start with, it is going to start with us collecting some of our achievements that we gained in the last episode. It looks like we only have one available to us right now, the source stones, but we are going to get a source gem for that, and that will be very useful for us. So in order to create our own spells, we are going to need some blank parchment. That is why we were growing the mage bloom, because we will surround a piece of paper with some of that mage bloom fiber, and that will give us a blank parchment. We are just going to start with one. We will go back and make some more of these as we need them. Let's have a look in our worn notebook though, so we don't mess anything up. Right here in getting started, we are going to find the better castings. Of course, we've already dealt with the enchanting apparatus, so we can cross that one off. Our upgrades, it looks like we have magical armor. To make that, I'm assuming, is it just made with the fibers, I guess? I see, we surround a gold piece of armor with the mage bloom fibers in the enchanting apparatus, and that will give us all of our different sorcerers' armor. And I think we will actually go ahead and make this because that is going to boost our mana regeneration and the maximum mana that we can hold. Also, you may have noticed I did put a door here on the bottom in our basement. We're gonna throw a pressure plate down as well. I figured since we would be going back and forth here so much today, it would be easier to install a door in our basement instead of going upstairs and out the front. So let's see what we have in the way of gold armor. We have a chest plate. We don't really have anything else. We don't even have any gold essence. So off to our farm where we will get a few gold seeds. We may actually have some gold essence in this chest. Let's have a look. Yeah, we have 28, so we are definitely set. Although it looks like we are going to need just a little bit more to make our boots. Alright, there we go, a full set of gold armor, and we have 6 source gems. We are going to need a total of 16. We are up to 12 with what we had inside of there, so we will make a few more over here. Again, we have 12% source in that source jar, so already that has been crafted into a source gem, and we can see it does deplete from here, and we get those particles that sort of leap over this jar right here and go into the imbuement chamber. Now it only fills up one jar at a time. Once that jar is full, then it will transition over to the next jar. So really we don't need those two because that one is filling up so slow, but if that one ever did fill up completely, these two would be next. So that one is going to take the longest since we are out of source. In the meantime, let's craft our armor. So each piece of armor goes in the middle. No recipe found. Pedestals must be within 3 blocks. Do we need to place down our source gems first? Maybe we can't put the gold chest plate on there. Well, the leggings aren't working either. I feel like we ran into this problem in Crafted Chaos as well. We don't throw it on. Let me just double check the recipe for that. Oh, it is the Mage Bloom fibers. That would explain it. But it still doesn't explain why the chest plate or leggings weren't being placed down. Maybe we do place the outside part, though. Yes, there we go. Alright, so we put everything around it first, and then we place our center item, and that will create our Sorcerer's leggings. And do we put these on in a separate grid here, or do they go on our armor slot? It looks like they go on our armor slot. But since we are working with the fibers, that's actually a little more efficient for us cost-wise instead of using those source gems. There's our Sorcerer's Wrap, which is still enchanted with Icy Thorns, and our foot pads and collar. I would say we are looking very stylish in our new outfit. So with all of that, our mana is much higher now. It regenerates much quicker. Again, probably shouldn't throw that towards the village. Let's just throw a bunch of it right there. And we can see that that mana, well, I can't really tell. Maybe it's generating faster. I mean, I think it is. It does increase our mana generation by +1. I don't know how much that actually is, though. Oh, well, I guess we could have used diamond armor or something else like that. Oh well. So it looks like we can upgrade our armor using threads, but we will worry about that a little later on. Again, today is all about creating our first homemade spells, since we do, of course, have these spells in here right now. So we've taken a look at just about everything in the getting started category. Let's have a look at tier 1 glyphs. Glyphs that may be cast using a novice spellbook, which we have. Now, of course, we already have the projectile glyph, and I think we have the touch glyph. Let's have a look. We have the projectile, self, and touch. We do not have the underfoot, which is probably just wherever we are standing. To make that, it is iron boots with a pressure plate at our scribe's table. I guess we could go ahead and make that now, just so we have all of those tier 1 forms. So it looked like any kind of pressure plate and some iron boots. We place down the iron boots, we place down... Or do we place down the... How do we do this? I think this is where our parchment will come into play. Do we place that down? No? Let's read about the blank parchment. It provides a list of items to automation-related entities. When the scroll is attached to an inventory, entities will only insert items that already exist in the inventory. To attach the scroll, place an item frame on the inventory and place a mimic... Oh, that's for the mimic scroll. I just wanted to learn about the blank parchments. You know what? I think what we instead need is not a wandering trader who sells a totem of undying for 10 emeralds, but rather a blank glyph. This one right here, although we can't craft that. I think I have figured it out. So we right-click our scribe's table with our spellbook. That will bring up all of our different glyphs, tier 1, 2, and 3, and when we click on that, we can hit select, toss the remaining items onto the table, we will throw our pressure plate, we will throw the iron boots, and we will see that we write the new glyph. So that will give us our glyph, and does that go automatically into our spellbook? No, it does not. Where did it go? Do we have to right-click it again? Oh, it's right here. Excellent. So now we can open up our spellbook once again, although I'm not sure how we add this glyph. Oh wait, unlocked. Okay, so it's not something we physically add to the spellbook, it is something that we unlock. So we now have the underfoot glyph. Let's go ahead and clear out everything. Targets the spell on the block beneath the player. So if we take that, and we take the break, and we come over to this block, we should be able to just click straight up into the air. Did it not go? I don't think we hit submit. I think we need to do underfoot, break, create. There we go. Now, if we look up into the air, we will see that we are effectively digging a hole. That is very convenient. And we do get those 2 dirt blocks as well. So it definitely has its build applications. It of course has its other applications as well. Let's do a touch harm spell. We will create that. And if we come over here to the wandering trader, and I guess we can't walk up to him. Well, that is kind of working. That kind of worked. I don't know. It's not as effective as the projectile. I think touch is more applicable for building, and projectile is more applicable for player versus environment. So let's have a look at some of our other glyphs that we can make. There are a lot of them. The arc projectile, which is going to be more of a, well, arc instead of a direct line. So if we wanted to say, well, you know, I actually don't know what exactly the purpose for that would be. I guess if we wanted to launch something over our house and have it land on the other side or something like that. But I think in most applications, the straight-on projectile would make the most sense. We also have a homing projectile. That one might be a little bit more effective, but it does, however, require a nether star, so we are going to wait a while for that. Those are all of our form glyphs, and then we have are these augments? Yeah, I think the yellow is our augmentation. And then right here, the green, or the bluish green, these are our effects. So we can create all of these different effects. Of course, we already have evaporate, and I guess all we have to do is just right click that, and we now have evaporate in here. So if we do a projectile, if we do evaporate and create, we should be able to walk down here. I want to do this somewhat far away. I don't know how much water it is actually going to evaporate, but if we throw this, say, right here, oh, it just does 1 block. Well, that is still really cool. And we can see it, well, I guess it seems to only be working, I guess it is working all across the board. Of course, we have an infinite water source, so that water will continue to fill in. I wonder if that works for lava, though. It would be interesting to find out. But now I think it is time we actually make something that will be useful moving forward in the immediate future. And that, of course, is a more damaging spell that we can cast onto very hostile mobs. So if we hold shift when we look at these, we can see everything that the spell has to offer, and we are going to look specifically at tier 1 spells as we go through this. Now, so far I haven't really come across anything that we would either be able to craft or would be super effective. I guess knockback with some pistons and something else in there, air essence. How do we make that? That is made with feathers, Wilden wings, torch arrows, and source gems, and we need to kill a Wilden stalker to get the Wilden wing, so maybe not that spell. Okay, here's what we want. So we have the harm glyph, a spell you start with damages a target, of course we know that, but it says it may be increased by amplify or applies the potion debuff when using extended time. Note that multiple harms without a delay will not apply due to invincibility on hit. So we want to find amplify, and that is right here. That is made with a diamond pickaxe. So let's go get a diamond pickaxe and we will make that amplify modifier. I wonder if this will work with the silent gear diamond pickaxe. I guess we are about to find out. So let's click on amplify right there, select, throw the diamond pickaxe down. I don't know if this is going to work. I don't think it is, unfortunately. So we will go make a new diamond pickaxe real quick. We should have the diamonds that we need to do so. We have 5, so that will just barely be enough. And we just got a quest actually for making a diamond pickaxe. I don't know what tab that is under. I don't think it's Ars Nouveau, although we do have a glyph to collect, a reward to collect, but I don't know where this basic tools maybe? I'm not sure. I don't see a exclamation mark anywhere. Regardless, we have what we need to make the amplified glyph. Now, I wonder if we can have a multiple. Of course, we don't have any more diamonds right now, but I wonder if we were to get multiple, or I guess once we have it, we have it. So we should be able to clear this. We will add a projectile. Projectile, augment, of course, that makes sense. We need to do the harm, amplify, amplify. So we can amplify it twice. And now when we create that, let's see if this is any more effective. That's pretty good. 3 hits. How many hearts does it do to the Wandering Trader? It did 4.5. That is not bad. That means a mob like a Blaze or anything like that would be dead in about 5 hits. Now, of course, it does use up quite a bit of mana, so we just want to make sure we don't get in a bad situation with that. But now that we've amplified our spells, I think it is time to look at ways that we can boost our mana, both the regen and the quantity. So right here in the spell mana, it is used to cast spells with the spellbook, of course. The mage armor, which we already have, increases it, or by applying the mana boost or mana regen enchantments on your gear. Adding glyphs to your spell will also increase your maximum amount of mana and regen. This bonus also scales with the tier of your spellbook. Now I do want to look at the tier 2 spellbook and just see what is required of it. I'm assuming it is the mage's spellbook. To make that, we will put our novice spellbook together with some obsidian, diamonds, quartz, and blaze rods. Once we get our hands on blaze rods, we will pretty much be able to make that straight away. I don't think we have any blaze rods in here. Actually, we have one. I don't even know where we obtained that from, but we may step into the nether and just see if there are any blazes nearby. If so, we will quickly grab one so that we can move on to the tier 2 book. We did not have any blazes nearby, and I forgot we are also wearing our sorcerer's clothes, and there were a lot of hostile mobs, so I just came right back through. But I think that is where we are going to end it for today. We are going to take a short break from Ars Nouveau and work on some other things, and then we will revisit this in the next few episodes. But if you enjoyed today's episode, definitely hit that thumbs up button and make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss out on daily content as soon as I publish it. Check the description for some more important information, links, how to contact me, all of that good stuff. And with all of that being said, comment, like, subscribe, remember to stay optimistic, and I will see all of you tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Bye!